Welcome in, Monday edition Oxford Exxon Podcast. Chase Parham, Neal, McCready, Clark Ford Studio here with you this morning. Ole Miss will not lose a football game this week. The Rebels are on bye. They're going to go into the second week of November, 8-1 on the season. November 12th, Alabama, the next game up here in Oxford for that one. So we'll still look at lines for the week. Even though Ole Miss is not playing, Neal's picks lives on, even without the
Never
Rebels.
take a week off.
No.
Never take a week off. We don't get a bye week.
No bye week.
No bye week.
We should take a bye week occasionally. Should get a bye.
Nope, it's a grind.
Nurse our injuries, get a little healthier, do a little more research, hire some more interns.
We certainly had some injuries.
Had some injuries. So
Greg and Campbell beat all of us.
Yeah, I'm beginning to think the less you know, the better. It's becoming my mantra here. I think you're better off if you never look at anything to do with anything, and you're just an idiot. No offense to them. I just mean from a football knowledge standpoint.
Campbell would be right there with us. And
Yeah.
To say she gives it no thought is probably the understatement.
It also means the sport is stupid and it's not predictable. And that you can do all you want to do, but at the end of the day, it just sort of depends on emotions on that day and some weird matchup that nobody ever considered that swung the entire game. How people get out of bed every day. It's the damnedest thing. So we'll do that. Ole Miss, one of, according to The Athletic at least, or according to Andy Staples, one of 13 teams still eligible for the college football playoff. They break down sort of a ranking and from what the committee has done in the past of where things stand with that. So we'll talk about that a little bit. Maybe a little NFL, but that's mostly reserved for Tuesdays. The Seahawks leading the MC West with Geno Smith like we all expected. And then
did you watch any of that?
A little bit, yeah.
They're good.
Yeah.
They're legitimately good. They passed the look test.
Yeah. And then a couple buzzsaws, one in each side, the Bills and the Eagles. So anyway, that's probably more tomorrow. But anyway, the setup for today, a show brought to you every single day by the Oxford Exxon Highway 6 West in Oxford. Remember to head in, get your lunch specials. Those are coming with any size fountain drink and bread every day. Also, you know that they're giving away 7 Ole Miss official game day football jerseys throughout the season. So 2 remaining, Alabama and Mississippi State. And every time you make a purchase here in Oxford, that is another chance to sign up. So as many purchases you want to make, that many chances to sign up to win an official Ole Miss game day football jersey from Blue Sky and the Oxford Exxon. Again, coming to you from the Clark Ford Studio.
We are Clark Ford's in Amory, Mississippi. 662-257-1900 is the number. Call it. Ask for Corey Clark. Tell Corey what Ford product you're looking for. He'll send you a quote within 15 minutes. In business hours, it's right to the bottom line. There's no hassle. There's no haggle. You get your quote. The rest completely up to you. You can shop that quote around. You can do what I've done 4 times. What I recommend that you do as well, and that is hop into a Clark Ford today. 662-257-1900. We'll have some guests this week. They'll join on the Rafters Music and Food Hotline. Rafters Music and Food on the Square in Oxford. If you're just hanging out this weekend in Oxford, looking for a place maybe to watch the game, maybe you're just hanging out, looking for a place to grab a beer, burger, a po' boy, appetizer, whatever the case may be, I recommend Rafters right there on the Square. Also, don't forget about Rafters in New Albany. We had the MPW Digital postgame show on Saturday night. That's still available for your perusal. Some pretty interesting stuff on a show that was a little intoxicated.
By the end, that was
a little intoxicated, that show was. You and I weren't.
No, good. Fine.
By the time it was over, I felt like I probably needed to be, but we weren't. That's brought to you by Dead Soxy, deadsoxy.com. Promo code RebelGrove. Get 25% off the best socks you'll ever put on your feet. No coaches shows, no Pete's Pigskin preview this week because Ole Miss doesn't have anyone to preview yet. It's too early to preview Alabama. But that show, we come back next Wednesday. It's brought to you, next Thursday, I should say. Brought to you by Walk On Sports Bistro. They put everything they've got into bringing you game day with the taste of Louisiana. Dig into their mouth-watering, made from scratch Louisiana cuisine, po' boys, gumbo, voodoo shrimp, plus fan favorites like juicy burgers, fresh salads, 70-plus TVs, 40-plus ice-cold beers on tap. You're looking for a place to watch a pretty interesting weekend of college football this weekend coming up. I recommend their locations in Oxford and Ridgeland.
So you said it, Ole Miss knocking off Texas A&M 31-28 in College Station, covered as well. It was big. It was 2.5, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So that's what I thought. Got a cover there from the Rebels. Who's A&M got this week? Who they play?
Florida at home.
Ooh.
Why is that ooh? See, you're doing it. You did it to yourself just then.
No, but not because it matters, because A&M's not good and Florida,
Florida's
frankly,
not good
is
either.
going to
They're
the tank.
1-4 also.
I guess that's my point, is the loser of that one can't even beat the other mediocre one. Because they're sort of – both those schools – now, A&M has got a whole different deal because of the money and all that kind of stuff. But Florida at least kind of knows it's in a rebuild. But I think if you're a fan of one of those schools, you had so much higher expectations just because you're so used to names on helmets and different things that – you lose that one, you can't even kind of beat the other team that's dumpster fire at the moment. Like there's a certain car wreck fashion to that game in College Station on Saturday. I don't know. There's something to that.
Yeah.
Kind of fun in a perverse way.
Sure.
Nobody's good.
No.
But,
welcome to mortality.
I mean,
although I would argue that A&M's been there for a while.
They never won.
And Florida.
Because if we're going to do the, hey, we really put too much emphasis on that COVID year with the bad team, you got to do it with A&M as a good team. Works both ways.
Yeah.
You don't get to go, well, A&M went 9-1. God, they are amazing. And then go, hey, that team kind of sucked. No, they take the year and throw it out.
Our thanks to Kyle Wilson for a couple of super chats already. He says, got to hear Neal's ghost story today. I've told that story so many times. People are going to get mad if I tell it again. Is the current house haunted? Different people inside this house have different opinions about that.
This house?
Yeah, for sure.
Why would this house be haunted?
Because there's been a couple of things that have happened. If you ask me or Caroline, this house is haunted.
Oh, you think this house is haunted?
I know there's been a ghost in the damn house. I told you why.
But you were asleep. That's different.
Dude, we're not going to have this fight right now.
No, stop. That's different than seeing something while you're conscious. You had a nightmare. That's different.
Caroline is convinced there's a ghost up in her room. My father has felt that ghost in that room.
What does that mean? Felt it how?
Sensed that there was
like the window was open and a giraffe blew through?
Something in there. My dad's not a big ghost person.
No, I wouldn't expect so. He's pretty literal.
He said something was there.
Really?
Mm-hmm. The other members of my house
do not believe that to be the case.
Or choose not to believe it because it's just easier not to believe it. And then he says y'all should do costumes like the next round. We probably should do costumes, but
yeah, I've never even thought about that. That did not
the
cross
problem
my
is that
mind.
Today's Monday, and we got
stuff.
Like Lane's got a press conference, and I'm gonna go lift and get my run in now because if I don't, I won't. So I would have had to change out of a costume and just too much. But I don't doubt that the next round's doing it, but that's a little different show.
I don't know that Neal's a ghost guy, but if anything, it makes me believe it a little more because, yeah, you're not one for supernatural activity in general. Yeah. You're not around the corner looking for the Blair Witch, typically.
No, I'd rather there not be a ghost. I don't watch all those shows on TV. Like, what's funny is that Laura doesn't believe it, and yet she watches hours of, like, supernatural shows and stuff. And I won't watch 6 minutes.
Because she's more educated. She understands how it works. So she says no. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, you didn't study for the final, and you're going, well, I mean, I just choose to believe so. He showed up for a presser in a Cardinals jersey one time, but never in costume.
I lost a bet.
And the room flooded. See what happens when you wear a Cardinals jersey? The room flooded that week when you did that.
There you go. But I lived up to my bet. I
mean, I can't say for certain those were connected, but nobody can say they weren't. I mean, who knows?
Feels like it probably was. It was bad. I wore that jersey. I felt bad all week. Felt dirty. Rained all week. It was gross.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's completely.
It's in the original IPF team meeting room.
Is that
over
right?
on the other side? Yeah, it was on that other side before we moved. So yeah.
No, nobody's going to dress up for the press conference. That would just.
That's pretty funny. She says my mother-in-law downloaded an app on her phone to detect paranormal activity. It was $1.99, so it was totally legit. That's good.
You don't believe in ghosts? You ever sensed something?
Okay, sure. And I mean, I've told, again, we're not retelling ghost stories today. I mean, I've told the story about my stepmother swearing with the Christmas balls, and nobody was home. So call it what you want to call it. I mean, it was the freakiest thing I've ever heard. And there was literally no one that could have been in the house during that time period over those 2 or 3 days. No, look, I think we're all dumb if we don't believe there's anything anywhere else that defies a certain logic for me.
Yeah, all logic.
So, yeah, I mean, I look, and I'm not saying now.
Like
look,
when you look up into the sky at night on a dark,
no,
clear
where
night
it?
and go, "There's nothing else." Come on.
We know the 6 billion. That's it. Whatever the number is now. Like, now, how and why and what that looks. I mean, now that's a whole different thing. I don't know. Beats me. Well above my pay grade. Because, I mean, look, even, what is their brain? Oh, God, we're going down rolls. What is their brain chemistry doing? I don't know. But, I mean, I've read those books of the people who die, and there are similarities in a lot of those stories.
And what they experience.
And they believe it. I mean, it's not just
Right.
people coming back going, no, and we're all doing this big yarn. It's somewhat comparable for the most part.
Yeah.
I mean, I've read several of those things about, now is your brain doing some weird stuff during that time period because of who knows? I mean, again, I'm not a neuroscientist, but who says it's not some form of something there? I don't know. What?
I'm just laughing. Wasn't that a movie a long time ago, like with Kiefer Sutherland and
Flatliners.
Flatliners. Yeah.
Flatliners, yeah.
Whatever happened to Kiefer Sutherland? He kind of fell off the face of the planet.
Was he the guy? God, again.
Because Julia Roberts has stayed relevant.
Was Kiefer Sutherland who she was going to marry, and then she ran off with the best man, Jason Patrick?
Yeah, it sounds
Is that right?
Could be.
I think that's right.
I'm sure someone will fill us in.
Yeah, I think she was marrying Kiefer Sutherland, and then left him to be with the best man, who was Jason Patrick. This is before she married Lyle Lovett.
I was trying to think of his name.
Yeah, it was Lyle Lovett. He did do Designated Survivor and Jack Bauer. That's a good point. Kiefer Sutherland's actually had a really famous.
That's right. He did do Jack
24.
Bauer. Yeah.
Yeah, he's had a very famous TV
I stand
career.
corrected. Good for you.
Yeah, Flatliners was not
Designated Survivor
pinnacle.
was a pretty good show.
It was. I didn't watch all the seasons, but
Yeah.
I it was a good first season at least. I did
pretty
see that.
solid.
Yeah.
By the way, and we will not go here, but the worst movie in the history of movies is Pretty Woman. There's no movie.
Hold on.
There's no.
What?
She's a prostitute.
Thanks. Yes.
In no world is that realistic.
Was it supposed to be?
No, but it's so far-fetched.
I mean, I told you the original script was like dark as hell. The best friend dies, and it's like drug problems and all sorts.
I would be in on that.
Hold on a minute. You'd be in on that. You'd rather see that movie
Then yes,
than the dramatized Disney version of The Prostitute.
yes.
We've got suspense. They don't kiss on the mouth. We got. He's scared of heights. It's a big deal in the movie. I mean, frankly, Thanks for It is a very enjoyable flick. It's a good movie.
It's so bad. It's such a bad movie.
Would you rather watch Pretty Woman or Boyhood?
Pretty Woman 83,000 times in a row
On loop.
until I memorized every line. Like, really, if you gave me the choice between watching Boyhood and doing something that really physically hurt, I would say, how bad?
If you were ever captured, that's the movie to put on a loop to drive you as insane as possible.
I mean, I think if you wanted me to kill myself, that would be the path to go.
She was
Oh, shoot. All right, sorry.
No, the scumbag in the movie is Jason Alexander.
He's the only one in the movie keeping it real.
He's
reminding him, what are we doing?
He tried to rape her.
Well, that's true.
Buried the lead a little there.
Again, it has just no redeeming. And the super rich guy, good-looking guy like that, come on, stop.
Julia Roberts. Seen that smile?
She's a beautiful woman.
Tried to teach him how to drive a stick.
Yeah. I mean,
What was that, a Lotus? What was the car?
I'm not sure. Not questioning that she's an incredibly beautiful woman.
Sure.
She obviously is.
Yeah, if the bots don't come for this one. It's kind of went sideways, didn't it?
I also heard about there's another coach that's out there who met a stripper at a bowl game and married her.
College?
Uh-huh. Yep.
Did not think we were going to discuss the merits of Pretty Woman today.
No.
I thought we'd get into a Halloween thing, maybe, something like that. Didn't expect Pretty Woman to be there. Is that one you've had your kids go back and watch to see what they thought from
No.
30 years ago?
No, we did that with 16 Candles.
That's right.
Campbell's like, that movie's kind of rapey.
Well, no, it's
kinda
horrible.
is. It is. It's bad.
I mean, it's
It's really, yeah.
And I'm typically kind of fine with, okay. We
Makes
get the
me
movie,
wonder if
whatever.
like our generation was far more sexualized than this generation.
But it wasn't sexualized in any kind of normal. It was literally rape. Like,
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
But it was presented as if that were normal behavior. Those were pretty mainstream movies. Those weren't like out there. Those were mainstream.
yeah,
Everybody
yeah,
went.
yeah.
You took your kids and dropped them off at those movies.
Yeah.
Pretty in Pink and the one with the detention where they
Breakfast Club.
Breakfast Club.
St. Elmo's Fire.
All those movies are basically the same movie. Pretty standardized, mainstream boilerplate stuff, and they're all kind of
Yeah, horrific stereotypes of the Asian kid.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, just the sexualization of those movies are all pretty. Probably created some expectations in your mind.
Yeah. John Hughes, the director for all those movies?
I think so.
Is that correct?
Because they're all based in Chicago and stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He did Ferris Bueller, too.
Mm-hmm. Made some coin.
Oh, it
Did
went
okay.
well for John in the
It
80s.
did okay, yeah.
Well, it's like a couple of days ago. It was Saturday. I was tired. I knew we were going to be up late. I was trying to kind of rest for a little bit, and I put on Silence of the Lambs. And somebody goes, "Hold on a minute, you're watching Silence of the Lambs while you were trying to rest?" And I was like, "I don't know." It just was there, and it was on, and kind of interested me from where it was in the movie. And
I did enjoy Saturday. Ole Miss playing at 6:30, and I'm like you. I was trying to do things that made me, and I didn't feel great Saturday. I was trying to make sure that I had some energy. But I watched a lot of different football games that had I been driving to the stadium and at the stadium, I wouldn't have seen.
no, there was something nice about having the day prior to the night. Now the night sucked, but it was
It was late. What time did you fall asleep?
pretty fast. No,
Really?
I got home. It's why I was avoiding caffeine or anything. Like I knew, hey, I'm kind of done when this is. It was.
I was 2:15 before.
Like I say, usually there is that kind of adrenaline where you're whatever, but I kind of like I know I'm not going to sleep late. I've got to sleep. I kind of made myself no.
You
Let's
sleep till what? 5:45, 6.
maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean my whoop was not nice like 3 days in a row. It was like 27%, 36%. Like it was not doing well. I mean I was asleep by 9:30 last night.
Yeah,
Probably 10 latest. It might have been 9:30.
I was asleep before 10 last night.
Yeah.
I had horrific writer's block
Did you?
yesterday. Yep.
You finished pretty early though.
I did, but I was like to the point it was almost panicky.
Yeah.
Couldn't
Really?
couldn't think. Yeah, just would stare at it. I'm like, okay, I got to get up. I actually went for like a 2-hour walk, came back, and then wrote.
That did it?
Yep.
Huh. We'll get into some actual sports here in a second. I guess maybe not. Maybe I don't know. Again, it's a bye week. Ole Miss does not play Saturday. They're going to be 8-1 when Alabama comes in on November the 12th. But prior to doing that, we'll tell you about Johnson Hill Creamery. JohnsonHillCreamery.com. 662-419-9201. You can email them at cheese@johnsonhillcreamery.com and go to their website because you can order tons of stuff online now. Get your tailgate packages for Alabama or Mississippi State. They feed 10, 20, or 40. A lot of different condiments, sauces, and more. Or the charcuterie boards or artisanal cheese plates that they make in-house every single day. Those are available online as well. So they've got that going on. They're also going to have their first ever cheese class in the Delta They're joining with Travelers in Clarksdale to host a holiday cheese class Tuesday, December 6th. See their website for more details. Space is limited, but it is there in Clarksdale at the Travelers Hotel for that. So again, JohnsonvilleCreamery.com, 662-419-9201.
No player shows this week, but they'll come back next week. One of them, the Davis and Igbenosin Show, brought to you by the College Corner. It's your one-stop Rebel Shop. 2 locations in the Jackson area. In Ridgeland, it's next to Fleet Feet and Flowwood. It's next to Half Shell. If you don't live in Jackson, just go to collegecornerstore.com. Plus, you can find them on Facebook and Instagram. Largest selection of Rebel gear in Central Mississippi. Brought to you by The Rogue. It's your destination for fine men's clothing. Their stylist hand-select pieces from top designers, from work to lifestyle to nightlife. There's a perfect something for everyone at The Rogue. It's 4450 I-55 North in Jackson, or therogue.com. Brought to you by Comer Heating and Air, Southern Air Conditioning and Heating. Different names, same great products and services. If you live in Oxford, Tupelo, or the surrounding area, call Comer 662-801-1777. If you live in Hernando, Memphis, or the surrounding area, call Southern 662-429-4429. A-Stock Auctions is a Nashville-based online auction company with the mission to provide customers the power to name their price. All items at A-Stock start at just $1. That's right. Every item starts at just $1. Shop now at astock.bid or download their app. Name your price on thousands of items from big-name retailers. A-Stock has multiple locations around Nashville that offer local pickups, so don't miss out. Want it, bid it, win it. Also brought to you by Solutions RX. It's a probiotic multivitamin supplement company created by Ole Miss pharmacy alum Chris Cornelison. It's pharmaceutical grade, manufactured here inside the U.S. under the highest standards. They're based out of Iuka, Mississippi. If you take diabetes, high blood pressure, or cholesterol medications, they typically cause side effects like muscle pain, brain fog, and energy loss due to a depletion of minerals and vitamins in the body. But Chris formulated a product called Prescription Support to put those vitamins back into your body to help with those side effects, helping you stay more compliant taking your medications and helping you stay healthier over the long term. It's solutionsrx.com. Promo code OEP at checkout for 10% off your first order. And we're brought to you by Holcomb Portable Buildings, 7991 Highway 7 South in Holcomb. They custom build your building to your specifications, however you want your carport, ATV or storage shed, barn, hunting cabin, or other buildings. Holcomb can accommodate you. Just get in touch with them. And 662-226-2233 if you're within 75 miles of Holcomb. They've got in-house financing and free delivery and setup for you as well. HolcombBuildings.com, or find them on Facebook or Instagram at Holcomb Portable Buildings.
Podcast is brought to you by Style Assembly, located just off the square here in Oxford, a women's boutique next to Blind Pig. You know they can help you ladies or the ladies in your life with their fall needs, no matter the budget, size, or occasion. Style Assembly here to help you assemble your style. They pride themselves on customer service and effortlessly dressing. To celebrate the Revs with wins, if you're in town for football or just the changing seasons, they're offering a big incentive to Rebel Grove subscribers, podcast listeners only. From now through the end of November, you can enter to win a $250 gift card at Style Assembly. Look, I know you're going to be in town. Head on over. Go in. All you have to do is ask for Kate, the owner, talk to one of the sales associates, say you came in to check out what they have to offer. No purchase necessary. You can sign up. You can enter to win this $250 gift card. You go to their Instagram page. It's a Shop Style Assembly all over social media. See some faux fur coats they've got in stock now. They have some jewelry that is new as well. Good stuff there. So go to the Instagram page, show it to the lady in your life. If you're one of our 4%ers, check it out for yourself. Again, that's a $250 gift card just by going in the store right there off the square in Oxford. Again, that is Style Assembly, shopstyleassembly.com. Okay, so there's really not anything else from A&M that sticks out to me. I mean, we kind of covered it. I don't have much else. I mean, other than Kiffin and his antics. Very much personal. He admitted that. Came out and said it. It's not. I did love when you called me and my buddy Nick. Like, gonna bring Saban into this too.
Yeah.
Like, what I mean?
Wonder whether Nick would refer to Lane as his buddy.
You don't think so?
I don't know.
They're fine.
They're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nick doesn't have buddies.
No. Belichick. Supposedly his...
What's he like on just the golf course playing just a social round of golf, you think?
Probably fine.
Yeah. Probably kind of funny, honestly.
Could be.
He strikes me as humorous in that environment.
Yeah. Wouldn't be surprised. They say his best friend inside that building is the trainer, Jeff Allen.
Because he trusts him.
They're pretty tight. Well, they like each other. And he
Yeah.
trusts. Allen makes the decisions about who plays and doesn't.
Most important man in Alabama football.
Supposedly, Saban does not
question him
ever. That's what I hear. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not inside that building, but I've heard it from people who were.
They go, okay.
Multiple people, not just one person.
Allen goes, hey, no, another week.
Yeah.
Good enough. It's interesting. I mean, look, you have to give. I know he's picking at him, but give Lane some credit. It'd be easy to just sort of. I mean, look, if you really feel it, own it and say it. He has. I mean, there is something to that. Instead of going, oh, the coach speak, and no, we're just whatever. No, hey, if it's real, make it real. Whatever.
Jimbo called him a clown,
and he remembered it.
I mean, you can call somebody a lot of things, but when you call them a clown, you're saying they're a joke. A lot of people don't like to be called a joke. Especially someone like Lane, who, to his credit, often makes fun of himself. Lane doesn't pretend that nothing bad has ever happened to him or that some of the things that happened to him weren't his fault.
No.
I mean, he's referenced his divorce in a way that, like most divorces, I'm guessing, there's some regret there.
Makes a lot of jokes about his firing.
Yeah. I mean, got fired on the tarmac. Left Tennessee and looks back on it and thinks I probably shouldn't have. So when that's the person, like it's one thing when you have the guy that goes, hey, I'm perfect. I've never made a mistake in my life. Okay, I don't really care if people make fun of you now because duh. Yeah. But when you get that and a guy like Jimbo calls you a joke, you remember it.
After we've all seen the video, I did find it funny that when Lane was asked about the interactions with A&M players on Saturday night, he goes, a bunch of 5-stars are easy. It's kind of fun to joke with them, or they're easy to pick at, or something like that. I mean,
well, look, they were faking injuries.
They were, yeah.
Now, DJ Durkin did that with Ole Miss kids a year ago.
Yeah.
But they were faking injuries, and it's one of the things that you see in the college game that, honest to God, you don't see in the pro game. And I don't know how you fix it. But it's something that if I'm sitting in a room in college football.
Do you increase the snaps they have to stay out? Or is that too punitive?
I think the answer is this. If you get hurt and they have to stop play, you can't come back that drive.
The whole drive?
The drive.
Oh.
And if that's one more play or if it's 12 more plays, the drive.
That's interesting.
That would at least mitigate it.
If the official has to blow the whistle because of you.
If we have to stop play and they have to come out and get you, you can't return for that drive. Because obviously if you're seriously hurt, you're not coming back for that drive anyway, right?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I don't want to get to a point where you punish someone.
I mean, even a retape job takes a few plays.
Yeah, because I don't want them people playing hurt. If you're genuinely injured, stop play by all means, and let's care for you and help you get off the field safely. I think that's the only thing. Now look, is that going to stop a team from someone faking an injury at the 2-yard line? Of course not. But it would stop all the.
Well, when we have video of the guys looking like they're shot to fall down, it's like, okay.
I don't know that there's a perfect thing for it, but it is one of the things about college football that, frankly, it's elongating the games, and it's kind of crappy, honestly. But everybody does it. I mean, I watched Ole Miss do it last year, so I can't sit here and say that Ole Miss is above it because I watched them do it.
Oh, sure.
I mean, I watched players coming off the field and the coach saying, get down, and the player acted like he just got sniped.
Yeah.
I saw it, so.
Yeah, because both teams were doing it in the Ole Miss-Tennessee game. It was like a contest.
Yeah. I mean, the Oscar goes too. But there's got to be a solution. And if I'm in the room, I'm like, well, that's a thought, right?
Because they literally could do it every play right now. There's nothing that says you couldn't have a different person fall down on every single play and completely mitigate a hurry-up offense.
Well, Lane's right. Texas A&M had 8 dudes drop with cramps, and it was all defense.
Yeah.
I mean, either that or the offensive team is just that much more conditioned than the defensive team. Find that difficult to believe. Like Lane said, though, I can't prove it, but, I mean, analytics, he's right.
7 of the 8 injuries happened on third down. Damnedest thing. Because it's only you run the problem of it only getting worse. Because I feel like it is getting worse.
Well, people are seeing that it's a way to get substitutes in. Yeah. It's a way to slow down the no-huddle, hurry-up attacks. I saw it in multiple games Saturday. It wasn't just the Ole Miss.
And I'm not even really being argumentative because I know that's hyperbolic. Grind says nobody would do that, talking about every play. But 10 years ago, we didn't think they'd do it 12 times in a game. What if 12 becomes 20?
I didn't think they'd do it once.
Yeah,
now it's become very prevalent.
I guess that's my point. Is what if it happens every third play?
Well, here's the thing: is it's not only happening in the fourth quarter. Like if it were the fourth quarter of the Tulsa Ole Miss game, right?
Yeah, sure.
Where it was 8,000 degrees outside, and dudes in the fourth quarter are starting to drop with cramps. Okay, I'm kind of forgiving it then, right? We shouldn't be playing at this hour. This is stupid. But when it happens in October, in the second quarter, at night, and the guys comes back 3 plays later and sprinting around making plays, it was fake.
Because I don't want to give referees the ability to review it and then guess they're faking and do a penalty or something. That gets too subjective.
No, I don't want to add to the referee.
Although it should be. Frankly, when the guy looks like he just got hit by a sniper, it should be a 15-yard penalty.
The problem is then now you're asking.
Yeah, it's too subjective. I understand
officials
that.
who already have their plate completely full to carry another entire plate on top of that plate.
Yeah, sure.
And not spill a drop. You're just making them.
I get it.
So come up with something which was okay. So if you go down back on the 20, you can't come back this drive. Because if you're really hurt, you won't be back this drive. And if you're faking, okay, fake. That's fine. You fake it. You can't play for the next. If this drive goes on 11 plays, you're going to miss them.
Because it seems like a lot of times they have designated fall guys. Like the same 2 or 3 dudes.
So take those dudes away. Can't. Once you do an injury, you're out for that drive. And if you get caught cheating, you're out of the game. And it's a 15-yard penalty.
Soccer has no rules on this, right? You can fall.
Yeah, but I don't know that I've ever seen guys. I mean, I see guys get hit and stuff and go down. Speaking of soccer, there was one hell of a soccer fight yesterday. Good Lord.
But you see soccer.
You see soccer guys fake it. But the difference with soccer, right, is that you do. It's just
you're trying to get a penalty.
They're trying to get something out of it. It's very rarely to slow the pace of the game.
No, but same purpose. You're trying to benefit by a fake.
Sure. And sometimes you get kicked in the leg and it just hurts for a minute. But yeah, they're trying to get a card or they're trying to get a penalty kick or whatever, sure. They add the time at the end though.
Yeah.
Feels like Grind's being a little defensive of his Tigers after watching Saturday. Auburn was attempting to slow the tempo a little bit too. Yeah, lots of teams did. Yeah. I saw it everywhere. Again, it's not just anybody that goes, that's just Texas A&M. No, stop. No, everybody does it. And there's just a way to fix it, I think, or to mitigate it. Absolutely not just Texas A&M. No.
So, let's see. How did that was interesting. We'll move on. I mean, we're not solving it. Nobody's listening to us. Andy Staples slowing down the offense by faking an injury is absolutely gaining an advantage. It is not nothing. I mean, I'll go to my grave on this one, Grind. I mean, it is absolutely a usage of the rules to.
One of the advantages of tempo is that you don't substitute, and therefore the defense can't substitute, and you wear it down over the course of driving down the field.
Yeah, and it's not say if they were going to score, they're going to score is not true. It absolutely provides an advantage.
Yeah, well, the teams that do tempo because they believe it to be advantageous.
Yeah,
and they practice it, and teams that don't do tempo don't practice it, and it becomes a conditioning thing. And when you go really fast, the way that Ole Miss does, I mean, there's a disadvantage to it, right? It's a gamble because if you go 3 and out, well, you
back out there.
Your defense is back out on the field after about 6 seconds.
Well, and you can't sub either. I mean, Ole Miss, you see a lot of times has to figure out, is it better for me to get Judkins out of the game to rest or continue to do hurry up?
Right.
Because they're balancing that on, hey, I really need Evans in right here, but that means I got to let them substitute and I got to slow down.
Right.
And what do you do?
And I have no problem, by the way, and people do, with the referee standing there for a few seconds, especially on late substitutions.
To give them a minute, yeah.
Yeah, because you do the late substitution like 10 seconds into the clock running, and then the defense goes, well, hold up. They just made a change. We have to change personnel too. They should have the opportunity to make a substitution as well at that point.
It's a good point, too. Substituting late is actually an advantage to the defense. Slows everything down, lets them get adjusted, and then puts the offense back in a hurry up because they have to snap the ball.
Right.
It actually sort of moves it the other way a little bit for the most part.
For the record, again, because we've criticized officiating a lot, I thought the game Saturday night was really well officiated.
Yeah, it was fine.
I mean, I thought it was. I thought it was.
Look, an official at any level is going to miss a call.
I thought it was better than fine. I thought they did a really good job. Weren't perfect, but they were really good. Credit, because we criticize it a lot when it's bad. So, I thought it was really good Saturday night. What else we got?
No, I was trying to think. They reviewed. They had too many reviews, but that's just college football today.
That's if you watch college football, it's just every game. Every game.
So
every game.
So what?
I watched a lot of South Alabama, Arkansas State, and they were reviewing just mind-numbing.
So the college football playoff ranking comes out tomorrow. The first one, if you'll remember, in the very first ranking period, Ole Miss was number 4. It was Mississippi State number 1 in the first ever college football ranking.
Yep.
Florida State, Auburn, and Ole Miss 1, 2, 3, and 4. Florida State, the only one of the 4 to actually make the college football playoff, and they lost in the semifinal to Oregon that season.
Yes.
So
yes. Was that the year Oregon won it? Or they lose the final?
Well, because I thought they beat Auburn, didn't they? Or did Auburn? I don't remember.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What year was that?
Or did Ohio State win it that year? Okay, hell with it. That was 14. Did Bama win it in 14? When Ole Miss beat them, did they lose again?
Hey Siri, who won the
who gives
national championship in college football in 2014?
She's not very good at
Ohio
that.
State.
Okay, there you go. Yeah. Okay, they beat Oregon.
Yes, because Oregon beat Florida State in the semifinal.
I don't remember this final.
No.
Are we sure? No, it doesn't matter. Stop. It's
Siri said
it's
so.
fine. Just
and
stop.
She cited Wikipedia. What could possibly be wrong?
Okay.
See?
Ohio State beat Oregon.
There you
All
go.
right, there we go.
There you go.
We were kind of right. So the teams left, according to what the committee has done in the past. Again, what they have done in the last 8-year sample size, how many years it's been, what their standards have been, the teams that fall under that window to be possibilities for the 14 playoff moving forward. Got it?
Yeah, sure.
Staples points out that should LSU win out and then beat the East champion, they could potentially be the first ever 2-loss team to get in.
Okay.
But as of now, they are not on the list because a 2-loss team has never gotten into the college football playoff.
And I don't think they're going to win out. So
I don't either.
carry on.
So the teams remaining to make the playoff, Clemson, North Carolina out of the ACC.
Okay.
I guess North Carolina only has one win, one loss. I was
That is
not aware
correct.
of that, but sure.
They've only lost once.
TCU out of the Big 12, the only team remaining.
They're undefeated.
Illinois, Michigan, and Ohio State out of the Big 10.
Illinois only has one loss.
They do. And you would have to go through some of these teams.
And defensively, Illinois is the best team in the country by metrics.
Okay.
So all the Illinois jokes that we all do,
Yeah.
It's time to throw some of them out. You and I had this conversation yesterday about we do this thing about, 6 years ago, the media does this. I'm going to really work on not doing that anymore. Illinois defensively is a very good football team this year statistically.
Yeah. Oregon, UCLA, and USC out of the Pac-12.
Yeah, all one-loss teams.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And out of the SEC, Alabama, Georgia, Ole Miss, and Tennessee. All 4 of those still remaining.
2 unbeatens and 2 with 1 loss.
That is correct.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So they are using these metrics as well. Record, SP+, which is the ranking. Strength of schedule, which includes the FPI. That's the ESPN thing.
Mm-hmm.
Strength of record with an FPI involved. SP quad 1 wins. SP quad 2 wins. Net points per drive rank. Yards per play allowed rank. And yards per play gained rank.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
And essentially you use those metrics. Staples is doing a blind ranking. He's just only looking at those, doesn't know which team goes with who.
Doesn't know which team is what.
Correct. That is the case. So, and he explains how they actually do this, which is way more complicated than it should be. I mean, it's you pick a team and throw everybody else back. Just pick teams, but whatever. Now I understand why it takes a weekend, because it's the dumbest shit ever. So anyway.
What's their way of trying to take all the politics out of it? By making it a math equation.
That is correct, yes.
That's exactly what they're doing.
So he ends up with Ohio State, Georgia. This is as of today. I know Georgia and Tennessee are playing, and I know the damn playoffs probably going to be Georgia, Ohio State, Tennessee, or Alabama, and Clemson. But anyway, let's just play the game. Ohio State, Georgia, Tennessee,
someone's beating Clemson.
Well, sure.
I'm all in on the Irish this weekend, by the way.
Are you? That line was not crazy. Yeah, I know. I saw that. So Ohio State number 1, Georgia number 2, Tennessee number 3 as of today.
Okay.
He's trying to he doesn't know who the teams are, but then he's trying to figure out who to put for Bama or Michigan.
Okay.
He ends up going with Bama ahead of Michigan just because of all the different metrics involved with that.
Sure, Alabama's a basically an overtime loss at Tennessee away from being undefeated.
And
right
Michigan
now
has a poor strength of schedule as of today. It's like 79th or
right.
something
They haven't
like that.
really played a great team yet.
So then he chooses 6. TCU ends up being number 6 in that. And then what I found interesting was he has Ole Miss at number 7 from a metric standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
Clemson 8, Oregon 9, UCLA 10, Illinois 11, 12 USC, and 13 North Carolina, which is not a shock.
Yeah.
And then he has this paragraph. The biggest surprise, Ole Miss at number 7. If I had the team names next to the stats, I probably would have placed Ole Miss at 10. After watching the Rebels against Auburn, LSU, and Ole Miss, I don't have faith in their defense.
He meant Auburn, LSU, and Texas A&M.
Right, yes.
Right.
I have no faith in their defense to hold up enough to allow them to beat Alabama, Arkansas State, and the SEC East champion.
It's fair.
But their defensive stats are not as bad as I thought, and Clemson's were not as good as I thought. Plus, Ole Miss has an elite offense, and Clemson has a pedestrian one. So he has Ole Miss at 1 loss ahead of Clemson at undefeated.
Yeah.
And again, Ole Miss has got a really, really road, but going into November 12th, Ole Miss is 4 wins away from making the playoff. Yes. They would get in at 12-1 should that
absolutely
go on some run.
Well, they'd be the SEC champ.
They would. And they would get in.
Absolutely get in.
Yeah. He says now, I think it's much more likely Clemson goes undefeated and makes the CFP than Ole Miss goes 12-1 and makes the bracket. But after looking at these numbers,
would 11-1 Ole Miss get in if LSU beat Alabama and LSU won the West? Would 11-1 get in?
Because then you got 11-1 East team 2 is the problem.
Right.
I think they both miss.
Okay.
Right?
I don't know. I think so.
Well, no, I think one could get in. Oh, God. That's a mind-numbing one, isn't it? Georgia beats Tennessee.
If LSU were to win out, LSU would win the West.
That is correct.
Because they would win the tiebreaker over Ole Miss.
And Alabama wins the West if they beat LSU and Ole Miss back-to-back.
Yeah.
Ole Miss wins the West if they win the next 2 games, and LSU loses to Alabama.
Okay.
They can clinch the West technically, right? Yes. No, they can't. Whatever.
I don't know. I'd have to get into that. If they all ended with 2 losses.
Yeah. What happens in a LSU, Alabama, Ole Miss?
All with 2-loss tiebreaker thingy?
Yeah. I don't know.
Beats
me. He says he does not have a lot of faith, however, in the Tigers to beat Notre Dame, Louisville, Miami, South Carolina, and the Coastal Division champion.
I agree with him.
On the way.
It's all a lot of it's going to sort itself out.
Teams have to play each
USC,
other.
UCLA are going to play each other.
Yeah.
There's going to be a Pac-12 game, title game. Illinois at some point will have to beat Michigan or Ohio State for them to get in. Ohio State and Michigan are going to play each other. Someone's going to lose. Tennessee and Georgia play each other.
Oh, that's a good point. I do think it is division record.
Oh, okay.
So Bama is in the best shape because they lost to Tennessee.
Okay.
Under this scenario. No, LSU lost Tennessee too.
That's right.
So it would come down to LSU and Alabama head-to-head at that point. So Alabama would win under this scenario.
It'd be a lot of chaos. I always root for the chaos in this. Because I hate, and it's less fun to root for the chaos now because they've agreed to go to 12. But they should have gone to 12 a long time ago. This would be a completely different season right now if they'd gone to 12. We would be talking about playoffs. We'd be breaking out Jim Mora and Allen Iverson and talking about playoffs.
Right there, it's
right. Oh, because Ole Miss would be
all up in that thing,
all up in the playoff thing.
They'd go, hey, can you only lose one more time because you'll get in? Can you just lose one more time?
Would 10-2 get in?
In a 12-team playoff, yes.
And the answer is probably.
Yeah. History says that typically gets in. Now you got a little more fly in the ointment because of the East team being so good in that number 2 spot.
Well, sure. And you'd be watching teams we would be talking about teams like Illinois.
And need them to get the hell out of there.
And we'd be talking about USC and UCLA.
Yeah. You would be watching like a Utah-UCLA game with interest. Going, go Utes.
Of course. That's why when people tell you that it minimizes the regular season, I'm like, no, it doesn't.
It makes you care about 10 games.
It does the opposite of minimizing.
Because that was Andy's point in this column. He said if there's a 12-team playoff, this article has 12 more teams. Where we're looking at 20 teams right now, 22 teams that go, hey, but if this, and this, then this.
I mean, I'll give you an example. The NC State-Wake Forest game this weekend
would have some juice.
Would be basically an elimination game.
Mm-hmm.
And the winner would be back in the argument a little bit.
By the way, we didn't talk about it. Wake Forest, 7 second-half turnovers. 7.
You know who took the Louisville money line on McCready and Siskey?
You were expecting Wake Forest to have 7 second-half turnovers?
I said Louisville would win the game. And they did, running away. I took all sorts of heat last week. I picked the Saints, and everybody's like, you're an idiot.
They beat the hell out of the Raiders yesterday.
Who won?
The Saints.
Saints. I mean, a lot of people came at me. And like I tweeted this morning, I took that personally. Kind of like being called a clown, really, if you think about it.
It is.
A lot of people took shots. Oh, you picked the Saints. You're just giving the competition away. 24-0. Right? That's what I thought.
I don't think it minimizes Tennessee, Georgia, because the winner is like guaranteed a spot in this situation. And the loser, frankly, the loser of Georgia, Tennessee still has a really good chance to make the damn thing
in a 12-game playoff, the winner gets a bye.
Well, that's a good point, yeah. They get to not play.
You want to buy or you want to play?
Yeah. You want to go to Michigan or do you want to buy?
Yeah, I want to buy. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Podcast brought to you in part by Northeast Spark, NESPARC, service people across rural communities. 2 packages, the Ignite, the 100 Mbps, or the Blaze, the 1 gig that powers the Clark Ford studio. Your hometown team bringing you world-class broadband. That's nespark.com, 662-238-3159, phone service, parental controls, network security, and much more. So again, give them a call for the best internet in Lafayette County. That's 662-238-3159.
Now, Tyler's got to dress up today because he lost the week.
Oh, really?
He lost the week. Yeah.
So what's he dressing up as?
I don't know.
A big rain can?
I mean, he needs to start making sure that his blood's thick enough for the cold. It's a little early. I mean, I'm not ordering a jacket just yet, but like someone says, don't let me get hot. Don't let me start feeling it because I'm starting to have some success in the NFL.
You are.
I went 3-2 and was super close to 5-0. I was right there.
Do you get points for super close?
No, but it gives you an idea that you're on the right track.
Okay.
Like when you pick somebody and your team loses 24-0.
Yeah.
Like if you had the Raiders
yesterday,
you're like, I don't have this dialed in. My 2 losses were right there.
Yeah.
Commanders, Jags. I was in those games.
Okay.
Pointing that out. Game Changer patches are the only 2-patch system available in the market to stop hangovers before they start. Warm-up patch used before or while you drink. The overtime patch used after you've been drinking to recover while you sleep. The all-natural ingredients will keep you in the game, ready for the next play. Go to GameChangerPatch.com, promo code RebelGrove20 at checkout for 20% off your purchase. ACS, owned and operated by my friend Clay McNutt in Baldwin, Mississippi. He's the beast of Baldwin because he runs ACS, which is a complete electrical control system solution provider and a Rockwell Automation Recognized System Integrator. To learn more, go to acsllcms.com or call 662-601-4381. Layman's Fine Jewelry is located at 1126 North Lamar Boulevard in Oxford. They've been serving the Oxford area for about 75 years. Engagement rings, wedding rings, fine jewelry, watches, pearls, fashion jewelry, children's jewelry, collectibles, and more. It's the gold standard in fine jewelry. Visit them at laymansfinejewelry.com or call them at 662-234-2777. We're brought to you by Pinnacle. Get in touch with the Pinnacle today. Let them let their 401k advisory services team conduct a complimentary, no obligation benchmarking and analysis of your current 401k plan. Mention that you heard about Pinnacle on the podcast. They'll take a little extra care for you. It's mypinwealth.com, MYPINN wealth.com. Speaking of the road to Boise, we have booked our travel for Boise. We booked it through John Edwards of Regency Travel Incorporated in Memphis. And let me tell you, it was so simple. I called John. I'm like, so here's what we're doing. This is when we need to be there. This is what we want to do. Here's our budget. And you know what else I did?
What'd you do?
Not a damn thing. I answered questions like, do you want an aisle seat or a window seat?
Was it?
That was it. It was great. You can do that too. Just get in touch with him, 901-494-3387, or send him an email, jedwards@regencytravel.net.
Podcast also brought to you by Prime Shrimp, primeshrimp.com. 6 different flavors available for you. Shipped straight to your door. Just open in the freezer when you're ready to eat. Fewer than 10 minutes from freezer to plate with restaurant-quality shrimp from Prime Shrimp. Everything from the spicy Louisiana shrimp bowl option to the lemon cracked pepper, their newest option, the signature, which is my favorite. Got the full meals in the bag, the French Quarter Alfredo, the garlic herb butter. You throw those over vegetables, pasta, rice, whatever you want. Or the Simply Shrimp, which allows you to season it yourself. It's great for kids who have a little more of a discerning palate and much more. So that, or the 2-pound bags of individually frozen shrimp. Prime Shrimp can help you out, and use code MPW for $20 off your first order.
Did you see the West Virginia game? West Virginia had the cover on that.
I did.
And then it was
well, if they don't jump off sides,
I know.
They're not throwing the bomb.
Right.
They had a free play. How the hell with it here? And he catches it.
Yeah, I want TCU to lose so bad now.
But
that play made me hate
It's West Virginia's incompetence. It's not TCU's fault.
I was still pissed off because I had just
Why are you
about
blaming West? Why are you blaming TCU?
I pretty much put the W on the sheet.
Don't do that till all
Well,
zeros.
Well, yesterday I didn't. Even the Saints game, I'm waiting until it's over.
It's 24-0.
I know, we're cruising.
The Raiders are incompetent. They don't coach their talent at all.
Saints played pretty well.
Yeah,
they did. They played
the damn Falcons won. If not for the Falcons, be first place right now. Damn 4-4 Falcons are a juggernaut. Can't quite get to them.
I'm hitting a point.
I'm losing the division to Marcus Mariota right now.
2 weeks in a row, I've ridden the Cowboys. They've covered for me. Now, a team that I don't really like, I feel like I've got to keep riding that horse.
So does, no pun intended.
And then the Niners have been really good to me. Good to me again yesterday.
Look,
hey,
we were right last week about that being the one to.
You added a weapon, and they utilized that weapon.
Yeah, he threw, caught, and ran for a touchdown yesterday.
Christian McCaffrey's a beast.
And the Rams are so damn beaten up.
They've got Kittle. They've got Deebo Samuel. Garoppolo.
He's not bad.
He's not.
He's not elite,
And
but
he's not Chili's
bad
either. He's above Chili's.
No, he's
a nice restaurant.
He's a nice restaurant.
He's not a 5-star
See,
Michelin.
Fleming's.
Okay.
Fleming's?
Fleming's.
You'll give Garoppolo Fleming's.
Yes. It's a nice steakhouse. If you walk out of there going, oh, well then you.
That was on you.
All right. Well then you better have Josh Allen waiting on me next. Because I don't really. There's a level above Garoppolo. Okay. There's a level above Jimmy Garoppolo.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a whole bunch of levels below Jimmy Garoppolo because you watch them all the time. Did you watch the Commanders game yesterday? Because Commanders Colts was levels below Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah, Garoppolo's better than Outback. We're talking about that neck.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's offensive. Yes. No, he's a good steakhouse where you can go in a pair of jeans and a button down. You don't have to put on.
Yeah, Ruth's Chris, same thing. I mean, that's.
You don't have to.
I like Fleming's better than Ruth's Chris, but sure.
Too. You don't have to put on a suit.
I'm sorry, Jeffrey.
You can go in business casual, and you're fine.
There's an area above Fleming's.
Oh yeah, there's lots of areas above Fleming's.
Yeah, but Fleming's is
but yeah. Well, when you go to a steakhouse, it's going to be costly. I mean, if you're wanting a cheap steakhouse, you go to Outback.
And you're fine.
And it depends.
Sit at the bar and have a beer.
It's about
and
your expectations.
Fine. Yes.
It's all about expectations.
Yeah, you haven't had a rain.
I haven't even had a rain yet. I know what I saw. Right? You watch football. We watch a lot of football. You watch the 49ers right now with the weapons that they have and Garoppolo not making mistakes, and you go, interesting. I'm not saying they're the favorite because I think Dallas and Philadelphia are better than them. But if you told me that Jimmy G scared the hell out of one of those teams and maybe even pulled it off in January, I'm not going, oh, no way. They got weapons. And their defense is good.
Yeah, I mean, because Joseph said Jimmy G is great when the pocket's perfect and he can get his reads. Sure, but they've got enough weapons around him, but he doesn't have to be Josh Allen. Mm-mm. I don't need him to be Aaron Rodgers from 2016.
Here's the thing. Yesterday, blocking Aaron Donald, the pocket was pretty clean and he made plays. And he has a genius of an offensive coach.
I'm saying he's as good as some of these defense run-oriented teams who have won Super Bowls in the past.
Yes.
He's absolutely better than Joe Flacco.
Better than Trent Dilfer.
Well, that's such a far example that I'm trying to avoid that.
Better than Flacco ever dreamed of being.
Yeah.
He damn near went to the Super Bowl last year without Christian McCaffrey.
He did.
And they got the other running back. What's his name? Wilson?
And for all the shit, Shanahan's a pretty good coach.
Yeah. Well, he's a very good offensive coach.
Yeah. I mean, I know.
He screwed up some play calling, whatever. Okay. Schematically, he's very good.
Yeah.
They drew up some pretty good stuff yesterday against a really well-coached team. Sean McVay, by the way, has to look at that and go, thank God we won the one we did.
Yeah, they're just
I can't beat them.
Well, they're so banged up too.
Yeah.
They're just their offensive line is destroyed.
Well, the NFL is in part war of attrition.
Yeah, it's luck in a way. Some Tuesday games, got some action this week. Got a doubleheader on Tuesday. Ball State, Kent State.
This is a great week.
World Series still going on.
We got the World Series starts again tonight, right?
Yeah.
It's 1-1.
It does.
We're going to at least get 3 more games.
Yeah, all 3 in Philly.
We've got Monday Night Football tonight.
Yeah. Bengals Browns. 3-point line.
Yeah, because there's no chase.
Yeah.
We got Maction Tuesday, Wednesday. And then this is a pretty good slate of college games on Saturday. I mean, it really is. There's intrigue starting at 11 a.m. that goes all day. Ole Miss doesn't play. We get a day off. I'm already contemplating what I'm going to find an excuse to sit outside and drink beer all day. So I'll just.
You don't want to plan something on Saturday, do some work?
God, no.
Go do a show somewhere?
No.
You good?
Nope.
Start a stream, just talk to people for 6-7 hours?
Probably not.
I don't think so.
I mean, no. I don't think so.
You don't think you're going to get in the mood where you go, I'll hit the button for a minute. Let's just chat.
If you told me I did, it would be that night.
Yeah.
To recap stuff. And
Just kind of whatever.
Well, there's a couple of night games that I'm actually semi-intrigued with. Like, no joke. I'm not kidding.
Mm-hmm.
South Carolina, Vanderbilt, I will watch.
No, yeah. You were very excited when I told you that line yesterday. Ball State, Kent State on Tuesday. Buffalo, Ohio on Tuesday. Central Michigan, Northern Illinois on Wednesday. Western Michigan, Bowling Green on Wednesday.
Sure.
Maction out the wazoo.
It's when they should play. Actually, it's really smart of them. Play on Tuesday and Wednesday nights. People will watch.
A good Thursday game from out of the Sun Belt, Appalachian State and Coastal Carolina on Thursday.
Really good.
6:30, Coastal Carolina, a 3-point underdog in that one at home. It started as them as a 1-point favorite. It shifted 4 points already.
Yeah.
Is somebody out for App State?
I don't know.
On Friday, Duke and Boston College. Boston College sucks. They're getting 9.5 at home to Duke. By the way, and I said this, now I thought Utah State was better than they are. They're not very good. Jim Mora has done a really nice job with UConn.
He has.
They're like 4-3-4, 4 and so like they're
competitive.
Okay.
They're competitive.
They beat Boston College 13-3 on Saturday. They have an outside. I don't think they can get there, but they have an outside shot at a bowl. They could get there technically, but I don't think they will. They still have UMass on the schedule. That is this week. UConn a 16-point favorite at home against UMass. I mean, UMass might as well stop the program. I mean, they're horrid. Oregon State and Washington is your Pac-12 Friday night game starting at 9:30 on Friday night.
Oregon State, I've been telling you, is a pretty good team.
They're getting 4.5 on the road in Seattle on Friday night.
Yeah, they're. I like that coach. I don't think they're going to be able to keep him very long.
Mm-hmm. 11 o'clock, Kentucky and Missouri, and this line opened at 2 and is now at 2.5. Kentucky giving 2.5 to Drink and the boys.
All right, so, and I can't remember what we talked about on Saturday night, honestly. I was on fumes. I watched a lot of, I'm ashamed to admit it, I watched a lot of Missouri and South Carolina.
Uh-huh.
Number one, I wrote this in 10 thoughts. I'm done with Spencer Rattler. Do not talk about that anymore. I will dismiss you. He's not. Spencer Rattler is not Applebee's.
Whoa.
He's below Applebee's. Yes.
What?
I watched Troy and South Alabama.
So he's fast food. He's not even in that classification. Because what's below Applebee's in that class?
A Subway inside a service station. That's Spencer Rattler.
Okay.
Just telling you.
That's too low.
It's not. It's not. Because the kid at Missouri's not very good either. And he's worlds better than Rattler. Cook.
So in the overall food hierarchy, he's not even like a pretty busy Wendy's.
No, because like every once in a while you'll get a good Wendy's. Like Secret Wendy's used to be really good.
Yeah. Not even the Chick-fil-A or something, but we're not getting in the well-done, efficient
because
like
the kid at South Alabama, he's like Chick-fil-A.
Okay. Popeyes, where you got to wait like 10 minutes, but you get your fried chicken.
No, you take a couple bites. You're like, well, look, maybe it was worth it.
Sure.
We've upset Subway people. Whoa, hold up, yeah. But if you told me what we're talking about,
Carolina sucking.
Yeah, they suck. But if you told me that Mizzou knocks off Kentucky, I buy it. Kentucky's a mess, man. Now look, it's possible Tennessee's just that good. We're going to find out a little bit on Saturday, but
I just didn't think, and I know they were so overmatched because Tennessee is legitimately good. I did not think Levis was just good at all. I didn't think he handled it. He was just bad.
It was a bad day for him. If you're pro teams talking about him, and there are pro teams people say, where's this Levis thing come from? NFL people. That's where it comes from. NFL people are in press boxes before games. They're down on the field before games. And sometimes you can talk to them if you know them.
Yeah, sure.
And I know some of them because I've covered this thing forever. And if they know you won't burn them individually by naming their team or their name, they'll tell you stuff. And when you ask about Levis, they rave about him.
Quick aside, real quick. I meant to say this earlier, and it's relevant from an Ole Miss standpoint, so I don't want to completely miss this, and we'll come back to badgering Kentucky. But Staples mentioned it in that story. You know, Ole Miss's yards per play allowed rank is only 46.
Is that right?
They are 46 nationally in yards per play defensively.
What are they offensively?
4.
Wow.
Yeah, Ole Miss's metrics.
What is Tennessee's rank on the defense?
Are they 8-0?
Tennessee, yes.
Yes. Are they 8-0?
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on. Let me make sure I have their pay a bill real quick while I'm looking this up, because this is kind of relevant, and then I'll come back.
All right. Next time you come to town, stop by Opa, Oxford's newest restaurant on the square. Gyros, wraps, kebabs, redfish, lamb chops, handcrafted cocktails, frozen libations, an amazing candlelit patio, and more. 306 South Lamar, just south of the Square Courthouse in Oxford. I'll have a mailbag up on Wednesday at some point. It's brought to you by Whitney McNutt of Tommy Morgan Incorporated Realtors, serving you for all your real estate needs in Oxford and Tupelo. She sells condos, land, commercial, residential, and family homes. 662-567-2573 or 662-842-3844. We'll have picks up on Thursday. They're brought to you by Service Specialist Staffing and Recruiting Agency, connecting great job opportunities to candidates since 1967. If you're on the job hunt, whether you're seeking an entry-level position or you're a seasoned professional, they have opportunities across the board. It's always free for the candidate. Conversations are always kept confidential, so you have nothing to lose by giving them a call. Call Will, Sydney, or Kelsey at 662-832-5138 or check out their new and improved website, servicespecialistltd.com.
All right, so Team M is Tennessee. Team M. They are 39th in defensive yards per play.
Okay.
3rd in offensive yards per play.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Not a lot of difference between Tennessee and Ole Miss.
No, Ole Miss is, frankly, all the way through. Now, strength of schedule, Tennessee has the favorite. Ole Miss is at 54 in strength of schedule.
Yeah.
Tennessee at 19.
Right.
But as far as the actual, and then here's one for you. Net points per drive rank, because they try to take out the no huddle stuff and let you know.
Okay.
So how many drives you have, how many points you score per drive.
Okay.
Ole Miss number 1 in the country.
I can see that.
Tennessee number 2.
Yeah.
So yeah, Ole Miss 1, Tennessee 2 on that one.
It's the SEC championship game that you.
No, I take that back. I was wrong on that number. Ole Miss is at 8, Tennessee's at 5 on that number. Okay. I apologize.
That's still the SEC championship game that I would. If you said you could have whatever game you want.
Is it really?
Yeah.
For every reason.
New faces, the drama, and the Kiffin stuff, and Tennessee's fun, and they played such a dramatic game a year ago, and it might be an absolute TV track meet. I mean, Tennessee, Ole Miss could easily both get in the 40s. Both go fast. Be interesting. Don't think we're going to get it, but it would be interesting.
There's a couple schools in here. I guess it's Illinois has really bad metrics. I guess that's who I'm looking at.
Their offensive metrics are probably pretty bad.
Yeah. 92, I think.
But a lot of credit to Brett, though. He's done a great job.
Oh, yeah. Not
totally made that team his. They play with a real physicality about them, and they're starting to play with this kind of confidence that's kicked in a little bit. And, boy, they're something.
Florida, a 3-point underdog in College Station on Saturday.
I love this game from a betting standpoint already.
Who are you taking?
I mean, I might have to talk myself out of it, but I love A&M -3 here.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay. You just don't think Florida's very good?
I don't think they're very good, and I actually really liked what I saw from Wigman.
And he gets a second start.
Yeah.
Because it's his show now.
Yeah.
For the next 3 years.
And they've got receivers and stuff. Now, will they show up and play for Jimbo? I don't know.
What are you doing on that Kentucky-Missouri game?
Oh, I'm super tempted
Missouri
to take
has
Missouri.
A chance.
Missouri's look. Here's the thing about Missouri: you cannot throw out the 4 quarters they played against Georgia. And the other thing about Missouri is that their run defense is real. Like, they stop you. They'll put the ball in the quarterback's hands. And they should have beaten Auburn. They didn't, but they should have. We would be looking at them differently if they had won that game.
Yeah, sure.
In the same way, like Arkansas A&M. If Arkansas wins that game, we're not talking about Arkansas. I see people go, they suck. I'm like, if they make that one kick,
the record's different. Yeah, sure.
They're 6-2 and they're ranked, and no one's saying they suck. We do this hyperbolic thing in football based on plays.
I mean, Kiffin said it in his press conference that day.
Yeah. You and I had this conversation yesterday.
Yeah.
Change a play for different teams, and we have a different conversation. Now, it doesn't work that way, but the team's the same. I think Missouri is, for all the weirdness, I think Missouri is pretty good. I think they
good might be strong, but
they could beat Kentucky.
Oh, they could. TCU giving 10 to Texas Tech in Fort Worth on Saturday. I like TCU to win the game.
Yeah, I do too. They're good.
Yeah,
that quarterback for them is really good.
Ohio State giving 38.5 at Northwestern on Saturday. Okay.
Oof.
Northwestern sucks.
Oof. Iowa popped Northwestern.
Purdue giving 4.5 at home to Iowa on Saturday. The Hawkeyes and the Boilermakers.
I could tell you I won't watch, but I will.
11 o'clock.
Yeah.
You get a lot of games at 11, though. Does that really get a TV on you?
It gets a
because you want to watch Kentucky, Missouri. I can see it. And you kind of want to watch A&M, Florida.
Oh, I'm going to watch that.
So
I'll have those two on. No, I might put Iowa on a computer.
Tulane still with a shot at the Cotton Bowl. They 7.5-point favorites at Tulsa on.
If they get there, they'll earn it. They have some games left.
They do. I mean, their chances are not good. He's done a hell of a job. Willie Fritz is really good at football.
He's terrific. Yeah,
but
sure.
Yeah, no, not likely. Marshall Old Dominion is a decent game.
That is
in their league.
That is a good game.
Marshall minus 2.5 on the road in Virginia. Baylor +3 at Oklahoma on Saturday. I like the Sooners.
Yeah, they're playing better now. Baylor went to Texas Tech and just beat that.
Did they? I didn't see a final on that. Okay.
Yeah.
Tennessee, Georgia, 2:30, CBS.
What's the line? 8?
Okay, because what is it going head to head with? Like, what is the Fox game at 2:30 that has to deal against this behemoth?
Let me see. I'll pull it up because I was looking for other games.
I think it's Oklahoma State, Kansas.
Oof.
I think that's the game.
Surrender.
I think that's it. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, my God. Can you imagine? Here, I'm pulling it up now.
Okay. It's that or West Virginia, Iowa State, I guess.
2:30 on Saturday.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Uh-huh.
Oregon, Colorado is the ESPN game. Woof.
They threw a white flag.
Penn State at Indiana. Woof. Oklahoma State at Kansas on FS1.
Yeah.
Woof. Syracuse, Pittsburgh. UCF at Memphis. Washington State at Stanford. West Virginia at Iowa State. New Mexico at Utah State.
Okay.
UTSA at UAB. Woof.
Yeah, they're going to pull a big number on CBS.
Tennessee, Georgia's pulling the number.
This line opened at 9. It's now at 8.5. I can't lay 9 against Tennessee the way they're scoring points. Georgia's defense is not last year's defense. They're banged up.
How hard are you cheering for Tennessee on Saturday?
I'm not.
Are you not?
No.
Oh, you want Georgia to win?
I want Georgia to win.
Why?
I don't like Tennessee. No.
Okay.
No. Hell no. Georgia and Alabama are knowns. They win games. I'm fine with that. I don't deal with any Georgia people, any Alabama people.
I like chaos more than you like chaos.
No, hell no.
I enjoy total.
I hope Stetson Bennett throws for 480 on Saturday.
I enjoy revolution more than you do.
Yeah, no, hell no. So you're that big for Tennessee on Saturday, just to shake it.
I have a feeling that I will be cheering for them.
Yeah, no way in hell. It's the one game Saturday that actually has a chance to put me in a little bit of a bad mood for about 20 minutes.
Okay.
It's just 20 minutes. I'll be all right. But no, hell no.
Okay.
Speaking of that Oklahoma State-Kansas game, Oklahoma State coming off their 48-0 loss to Kansas State on Saturday. They are giving 3.5 to the Jayhawks in Lawrence.
Oof. I can't go anywhere near that.
No, I'm out on it right now.
Done.
Yeah.
Would you like to bet that game? I would not. Thank you.
Either way, no way. Michigan State getting 16 from Illinois in Champaign on Saturday. I wouldn't lay the 16.
I don't know. I might.
They had a little issue in the tunnel on Saturday.
A little issue.
3 players suspended today. 4.
Might be some charges filed.
Yeah. I do want to know why the one Michigan dude is by himself in the tunnel.
Yeah, what happened?
I mean, I do feel like there's a little more to this. Now, look, that should never have happened. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But that dude shouldn't have been there.
No, but that can't happen.
Well, no.
That was an assault.
And I get it was built, the big house was built in like 1912 or something, but note to self, when you build new stadiums, don't use the same tunnel for both teams. There's a reason we send them in opposite directions.
Yes. Emotions were, but that was ugly. That can't happen.
Liberty at Arkansas, Hugh Freeze in Fayetteville on Saturday, 3 o'clock.
Sign me up.
Arkansas minus 14.
Sign me up.
Think so?
Mm-hmm. I know which direction I'm going on this game. Absolutely.
Is this a pick on the Siski show?
No, I don't pick SEC games.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
But if I did,
it would be.
I would be.
If we were doing the thing we did a few years ago where we put the units on games, you would put some units
I would
here.
put some units on this one. I don't think Liberty can stop Arkansas's running game.
Okay.
I think they're going to run at will. And then we do this all the time about teams like Liberty. Like, well, they scored a bunch of points against BYU. Yeah, but this is different. I will giggle at Hugh Freeze losing an SEC game. Because he's not getting the Auburn job.
Right, no.
After a season full of lobbying, he's not getting the Auburn job. It's almost like there's a lot there.
Kane in South Alabama minus 4.5 at Georgia Southern on Saturday.
This will be a really good football game. No one's going to see it because there's just too much up against it. But this will be a really good game. 2 really well-coached teams.
Troy minus 4.5 at Louisiana Lafayette on Saturday.
What's the line on that?
4.5.
Might lay those points.
Troy 4.5 at Lafayette.
That might be a Siski game right there.
Alabama LSU. Alabama minus 13.5 in Baton Rouge.
Why is this line so big? We
saw what Tennessee did to LSU.
Yeah.
We can't get too crazy here.
No.
Look, LSU went on a 42-3 run. I'm not homering here, but Ole Miss could have won that football game. They had a lead late in the third quarter.
Yeah, no, I mean if
Dart throws a touchdown instead of an interception there, Ole Miss has the lead.
The fourth quarter's a track meet.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think we can't go too crazy on LSU. They're good, but they're not winning the national title. So
no. So you think you're going to lay the points?
I'm thinking about laying the points. Yeah,
okay.
I think Bama. Look, Bama's not great, so you can't go, hey, Alabama's this wrecking ball butcher knife thing. But
when a line comes out like that, it does make you think that Vegas is going, hey, casual observers,
take LSU,
jump on LSU and all those points because we know what's coming.
Yeah, I think so.
Now the 8 points on Georgia Tennessee is not that kind of a line.
I don't know what the hell that is. Because they could have gotten value at 4.
But if you put it at 4, everyone jumps on Georgia.
That's a lot of Georgia.
Points.
At home.
Putting it at 8, you're like, it's a touchdown and a little bit more than a hook. Tennessee can score. Tennessee could backdoor. Easy.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia's just inconsistent enough.
I know.
Like, look, you looked up. It was 28-20. Florida's not a good team.
No, I know.
And they were right there.
No, I thought this was look,
Georgia's mortal, man.
The SEC Network does this, but I was watching, I guess, around the Ole Miss game. I had it on, and they go, "Hey, Georgia got right." It's like they played Florida. I'm not giving them this. Oh, that was the game where everything's put together.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I liked. I like Tennessee on Saturday to cover. I'm hoping I'm wrong, but I feel pretty confident in Tennessee covering this game on Saturday.
They play with confidence now.
Yeah,
They're not going to be remotely intimidated.
No. Texas -2 at Kansas State on Saturday.
It's a hell of a game.
It's a good game.
Good game. I kind of like Kansas State.
Is Martinez back, or does it matter?
I don't know that it matters.
Yeah.
Here's the thing Texas and OU are running into. All these Big 12 teams know they're running out of opportunities to kick their ass, and they're taking it.
Oh, 100%. Sure. Auburn +11.5 in Starkville on Saturday.
My initial inclination, and I'm going to look into it a little more, is to lay the points.
I think I'm laying too. Coming off a bye.
They scored late.
It felt like Auburn at some point laid down on Saturday.
It did.
Yeah,
they
felt
scored late,
down.
And that may be a good sign for them that they didn't lay down, but they were down 3 scores. And Arkansas had kind of goofed around in the first half. That was a more dominant first half than the score indicated. I don't know.
South Carolina -7 in Nashville Saturday night. 6:30.
Okay, I got to get my heart out of this.
Because you want Clark Lee to win a football game.
So bad.
You want Spencer Rattler to lose a football game.
There are
Saturday.
a couple of games that could make me obnoxious on
Have
Twitter.
you started disliking Shane Beamer, or are we still
No,
okay with Shane
I like
Beamer?
Shane fine. They're fine. I'm never going to love South
Is
Carolina.
he getting on your nerves? He started to get on your nerves.
A little. We're a little too happy.
For what you are.
Yeah.
They got ranked last week.
Just
Paper ranking.
paper rank.
They're not good.
Schedule rank.
Yeah, because Levis plays and Kentucky wins that game.
Yes.
You want Vanderbilt to win a football game.
Oh. There are a couple of games for just personal reasons that I would like to see go.
You would use your genie on Saturday.
Oh, yeah. If the football gods came down and said you can have a couple of games, what do you want?
You want Vanderbilt.
I'd say let Vanderbilt beat South Carolina. That'd be one.
What's the second one?
Oh, I mean, totally honest?
Mm-hmm.
Arkansas would beat Liberty by 50 points.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's not personal because of my kids, in case anybody's wondering.
Yeah, sure.
Is it personal? Yes. Is it because of my kids? No.
Arkansas is merely a conduit in this.
I assure you, my kids have no idea who Arkansas is playing Saturday as of this moment.
Clemson -3.5 in South Bend on Saturday.
I got a feeling.
You think Notre Dame? You think Marcus Freeman gets him one?
They looked really good this last week. Can they carry it over? Clemson is pedestrian.
Offensively, they suck.
They are. At night, Notre Dame, the whole deal. Sure.
Because, I would take Ole Miss against Clemson this week if they played each other.
I would take Ole Miss over Clemson every week.
Yeah.
Who are the teams ahead of Ole Miss in Staples' deal? I'm making you jump screen to screen. Because I might take them.
Ohio State.
I would take Ohio State over Ole Miss.
Georgia.
I'd take Georgia over Ole Miss.
Tennessee.
I'd take Tennessee.
Alabama.
Yeah.
Michigan.
Yeah.
TCU.
I don't think so.
That game's 49-48, and we're just, my God in hell, we are just rolling.
TCU Ole Miss in a playoff game would be.
The country would be locked in because it would just be up and down the damn
country
field.
would be mesmerized. Yeah, everybody like, this is awesome. Like my guy in Dubuque.
Yeah.
He would be like, honey, you got to see this.
Because it's seriously, somebody would score with 38 seconds left and they go, hey, they left too much time on the clock. 38 seconds.
Oh, for sure. If you left like a minute 12, you'd be like, oh, my God. They score 3 times.
Yeah. We got to get to this. It's going to be fun.
So, yeah, that's who's right after them? USC, UCLA?
Clemson's not 8.
They beat Clemson.
Yeah. And then it's, It's
I
SC.
think they beat SC and UCLA.
Yeah.
And they
Illinois
beat Illinois. Illinois would scare Ole Miss more than Ole Miss would like to be scared, but Ole Miss would win the game.
Yeah. There was maybe one more team on the list.
There's 4 to 5 teams that I think are just better than Ole Miss.
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
This is not a game anybody's going to watch. It's at a time slot that would suck to even watch it. But James Madison at Louisville is not a bad game on Saturday.
Not a bad game at all.
That's an interesting game. Wake Forest, NC State. Wake Forest giving 3.5 in Raleigh. NC State just surviving a hapless Virginia Tech team last week on Thursday.
NC State's hurt.
Yeah. And then your late games, UCLA at Arizona State, Cal at USC, and then Fresno State hosting Hawaii at night.
If I'm still awake at 9:30, 10 o'clock, it's going to be Iron Chef America.
Yeah,
we're going to be chilling.
Yeah.
I will be footballed out by 10 o'clock.
Yeah. So
if you still love football enough you're watching it at 11 o'clock Saturday, power to you.
Yeah.
I mean, no joke. Seriously, congrats. Hey, real quick before we start to wrap, don't just accept what you see, but imagine something new. Step forward, chase after a better version of yourself. Every day, Corinth Dental is helping people reinvent themselves one smile at a time. Dr. Bubba McQueen, Dr. Jenny Beth Hendrick are devoted to restoring and enhancing the natural beauty of your smile using conservative, state-of-the-art procedures, including Invisalign. These clear aligners are a virtually invisible way to improve your smile. So call Corinth Dental today for a no-cost digital scan of your teeth. Let them show you the way to a straighter, healthier smile. 12 months, no interest, no down payment financing, available at corinthdental.com. Pinpoint Commercial Real Estate's based out of Jackson. Services the entire state in all commercial asset classes such as retail, industrial, office, medical, and land. It's B.B. Mitchell with Pinpoint. Get in touch with him. He has great professionalism, attention to detail, works hard. For all your commercial real estate needs, call BB 601-934-5008. I'll have what he said, what he meant up later today. It's brought to you by myperfectfranchise.net. If you hate your job, you hate your pay, hate your boss, feel stuck, Andy Ledecky can help you. It's Andy at myperfectfranchise.net. And then don't forget about Southern Traditions Farm. It's a 68-acre, 32-stall upscale equestrian training and boarding facility in Canton, Mississippi. 2 sand rings, a grass ring, miles of wooded trails. So much offered at Southern Traditions, including horseback riding, offerings with trainer Susan Walt, buying your first horse, competing at nationally recognized competitions. Also a great venue as well. So get in touch with them on Facebook or Instagram at Southern Traditions Farm.
Lane not yet done, tweeting 17 minutes ago a story from the Clarion Ledger, and then he puts Lane Kiffin buried Jimbo Fisher. Here's why he roasted the Texas A&M coach. Don't attack the GOAT, Alabama football, and at clown emoji, at Taylor Swift, hashtag karma. Happy Halloween to all from Lane 17 minutes ago. So not quite done yet there for the Ole Miss coach on his bye week.
Could be interesting today.
Good. Rebels 8-1. Again, bye this
week. You want to
week.
kind of set him up and go, so your tweet this morning.
Go.
You mentioned karma. The young lady back here asked you about the album. You
feel free to elaborate.
Would love for you to elaborate at this point.
Yes. Hold on. Let me get my video out first and then elaborate. Thanks.
We should just hand her the mic for the first question and say, you deserve to ask
Go ahead.
This.
Grace is her name.
Her name is Grace. I couldn't remember her name.
Yeah, it's Grace.
Go ahead, Grace.
Yes. So.
Have right at it.
All right. Back to tomorrow.
Just go, Lane?
You know where I'm at. Go. Yes. We've discussed this. Podcast tomorrow, here the rest of the week. Pretty normal week for us. Pretty normal week for Ole Miss football. So, again, Kiffin at noon today. Coverage at rebelgrove.com for that. Stuff all over the site. If you missed anything over the weekend, we'll talk NFL and more Kiffin reaction tomorrow. So, everybody have a good day, and we'll talk to you then.